according to this model of investment account, the bank collects the money according to the muraraba, and when the money comes to the bank, and then he invests, this investor, according to this muraraba. The other mode of investment is called salam contract. And salam contract is suitable for Sudan. In salam contract, it is different delivery contract. In salam contract, you contract maybe as a producer of goods or something or sugar, but you give this man or this client the money and the cash before he delivers you the commodity. It is forward agreement delivery occurs in future. The price payment paid in advance. It is suitable for agricultural product. Salam is a production mode investment. So in Salam, we use it in different areas. We use it to finance sugar factories that the bank could have a contract with this sugar factory after 6 months or 1 year. It's better to receive to the store of the bank quantities of sugar, and then already he receives money. There are some modifications according to agriculture. You know that agriculture takes some steps, even plantation, even other agricultural equipments, and each period have a different contract. And manufacture also related. Some fuqaha said this istisna is one of the chapters of Salam. The same relation. You know that the manufacturer a commodity with a clear specification for agreed price and deliver it after agreed period. You know that the Salam also, it depends about the specification. The client or the factory have specified his quantity or what he already produced according to the specific item, the specific site. Istisna facility is suitable for commercial, residential building, industries, roads, and aircraft. The other musharaka, we use the musharaka different than our sister in Malaysia do it. You know that both bank and the customer contribute to entrepreneurship and capital. Maybe side for his labor, and the transaction could be for the acquisition and sale of the commodities, real estate, etc. Decline musharaka, or the other side called it decline musharaka. You know the bank deal musharaka with the bank for producing anything, something like this, or planting, or doing commodities. And there, before they distribute the profit, this client have about 20% for his management, so that the bank has no time to manage this a lot of musharaka. But he deal with the client to give him incentive. If this project of this gets sale at a suitable time, that will give you about 20% on the profit. And then the rest of the profit deducted between them according to the upon agreement. Cost plus murabaha. You know murabaha till now, unfortunately, dominant according to the Islamic bank. Murabaha implies the payment of price of the commodity upon the agreed profit as a deferred payment. Both parties know the cost and price of the commodity and agree also with the profit. This mode is still take a big portion of the fund. According to murabaha, I want to give you a small story. We have a minister called Alhuda, the Sudanese minister, and he is a Christian. And he came to the Islamic bank and take him murabaha for his farm. He buy some of agricultural equipment and seeds and fertilizer, and then his farm is so profitable, and he's so impressed about the bank give him, and the bank called me to give him a lecture to his family, and he came to bank and he said, this is a model I really changed my life, and I need a lecturer to give my family who they live outside Khartoum, and I come to his house and give him lecture, and I give him idea about Salam, so that in Sudan we deal for Muslim and non-Muslim. If it's so, you know, some Muslim more accurate than some non-Muslim. Sorry, some non-Muslim more accurate to have their fund at the time more than others. Okay? Then we establish a new monetary policy. And the central, like established central bank musharaka certificate. This central bank musharaka certificate is replaced by other mode of riba or interest rate according to the bank to deal with the conventional bank, deal with the other bank. And other thing, you know, the central bank bonds, which we already passed one of the sign of riba. And other main things that we solve it, no treasury bills. By no treasury bills, the government established government musharaka certificate called Shahama. This model solves the problem. If the government need some finance for the budgetary, they call for the whole people according to the contribution of the government in some profitable companies, like petrol company, sugar company, and gold company. These shares of the government must be financed by this new model. You know, Musharaka now is famous in Sudan, that anybody want to share so that the government has this share or this certificate control and guaranteed by the government. I'm really blessed that the government cannot give me out. Okay? Thank you. According to the Islamic Takaful insurance, I told you that the first Islamic insurance from in the way it started in 1979, and the Islamic insurance the same as cooperative insurance. Use a model of cooperation of insurance between the group of people, and they have sharing each other what is already origin of the Islamic fiqh. Ministry of the Finance and the government established a new department for sukuk organization. This includes salam sukuk, and leasing sukuk, and ijara sukuk.
We have come to the question and answer sessions. So we invite for questions.
Assalamu alaikum. My question is to Mahiran. When we open any portfolio management or investment analysis book, the basic concept that we are introduced to is the time value of money. And there is a big fundamental controversy as far as Islamic finance and conventional finance is phasing. The time value of money is described as the nominal interest rate plus the real the inflation, which gives you the real interest rate, plus your risk premium, which is the basic equation, or which is the basic rate of return which each and every financier looks to gain on investment. So as a mathematician, I would like to know your taking on that particular framework, and have you arrived on any alternative?
Okay, assalamu alaikum. Now, regarding that time value for money, actually when the bank, most of the banks will use the same equations. Okay, from our research, we found out that they use the same equations. How much have been paid, how much haven't been paid. And they need to have a way to calculate. And how to calculate something. It's just like you need to have a way to finish up this unfinished house that you are building. So they are using some kind of a tool. So what kind of tool that can be used? So the same thing with mathematics. In order to calculate anything, you need some kind of a tool. So any equations, it's all right. Any equations is all right. And none of these equations, regardless whether the conventional are using or the Islamic are using, And all these equations are not Islamic, and this equation is Islamic, or this equation is conventional. No. They are just equations. They are just tools. And sometimes you may want to put, yes, I want this amount of profit. It is still fine. But because the banks are so used to the conventional equations, so it is so hard to get away from those equations. But again, it is just a tool. And none of those equations can be categorized as Islamic, or that equation is in Islamic. So I think it's still okay. It is all right. Actually, it depends on how much have been paid and how much haven't been paid. I don't know. I really hope that has answered your question.
Can I add to that a bit? On the use of benchmarking. Go back to the history. The conventional bank has been in the market for the past 500 years. Islamic, 50 years. Maximum 40 years. 1963 in Malaysia. So you got the PMT function, you got the time value function. Time value equals riba. Fair enough. But that is just a benchmarking. In ideal world, if you want to have a pure Islamic, you need to have your own index. How could that happen? If you want to do ijara on property, you got to consolidate all the properties that you have and do a housing index. When will that happen? Probably another 300 years. Conventional bank has been here for the past 500 years, and it